What is hockey sense? Everyone seems to have their own definition of it. Some see it as the ability to anticipate plays and move ahead of them. For others, it's all about decision making. Players who make smart decisions with and without the puck have good hockey sense. And for many, it's just too hard to define. They know it when they see it. When, for example, they watch Connor Bedard pull off one of these plays.
In the high slot, nice little move, left side, shoots, trying to go 5-hole, they score!
For my part, I think hockey sense is very tangible. It's hard to measure, sure, but you can see it in action, evaluate it, grade it, and compare players on that ability. And Bedard is one of the best models to show how it works, or at least how one of its core pieces work. One of the bases of hockey sense is the ability to read the ice, and do so quickly. Yes, Bedard anticipates the game well, but what he's best at is seeing where his openings and advantages are. With one look at the ice, he sees the positioning of defenders, of teammates, the speed and direction of those players, their stance, the space between them, and numerical superiorities. These 5 elements influences every decision and dictate what plays he chooses. They form a map in his mind that highlight a clear path for him to beat most defenses. In this sequence, he gets the puck at the point. There's nothing really open for him. The defense is covering all of his good options. So he passes the puck back. The second time around, he gets the puck, he looks ahead, and seeing one of his teammates pop open at the far post, he drags this defender down, opens him up with a feint, and sends the puck inside space to that teammate. Same here. Why does Bedard make the decision to pass? Probably because he sees the defender sliding toward him, the back check far behind, and the open space on the other side of the ice. And on this 2-on-1, Bedard sees the defender slide toward his side of the ice. So he adapts. He waits for the poke check, and as it comes, sends the puck to his open teammate. Those were all pretty obvious reads, but what makes Bedard great is that he's capable of picking up on much more subtle cues. Here's a good one.
Right wing to the blue line, Svozil. Suzulev again, skates in, looking back door for Bedard, takes it off a bounce and heads up top. Connor Bedard, left circle now, drags to the middle and fires, he scores!
He made that play look very easy, but how did he know he could do that? Again, because of his processing. He picks up this puck in a 10-2 to face his options. He sees that the high defender is responding to his open body deceptive posture and moving toward the top of the zone, thinking the next pass is going there. As soon as the defender skates past the top of the circle, Bedard knows he has the speed and the stick handling skill to slip inside. As the play moves in front of him, he's not doing math equations in his head. He's not calculating speed and vectors. He keeps a high awareness of the ice, a deceptive posture, and then instinctually and instantly acts on what the opposition affords him, by using what he knows of his skills. See if you can read the game like Bedard. I'm going to let the clip play, and then stop it where I think is his frame of decision, and we'll try to figure out what that decision is based on the available cues. The Saskatoon Blades overcommit on their forecheck. They give Bedard a 2-on-1. That's a mistake. What does he decide here? Is he thinking shot? He does have one of the best shots in the world, and he can probably score from anywhere. But is that really his best play? Or is he thinking pass?
1-1 with Whitehead. Bedard over the blue line, right side, centered in front, scores!
What probably influenced Bedard's decision here is the route of the defender. That defender is skating backward on a path that brings him closer to Bedard. By the time he gets to the top of the circle, the opponent is almost in stick range. The other attacker has more space for a shot, so Bedard waits and baits the slide and then makes the pass. What about here in this play? Is he passing or shooting? Again, it comes down to reading coverage and the speed of every player.
Bedard, he shoots, he scores!
His teammate is pretty far behind. He's covered, and the defenseman in front of him is giving him a lot of space to walk up and shoot here. He fakes the pass to freeze the position and scores. The positioning and drives of players around him allow Bedard to infer where space will appear on the ice. Like here, he gets this puck on the wing, sees his teammate pushing back the defenders, so he anticipates that a pocket of space will appear inside, and he uses it to pull off one of his elite drag shots. Here's another example. Bedard could drive down the wing and squeeze in a shot here, but he sees his teammate attacking ahead and the defender following him. That defender has his skates pointed toward the net, and his momentum carries him there too. So Bedard knows that space will clear in the slot.
Bedard winds in. Bedard still with the backhand shot. Saves over his two goals. Saved by Ryan. Saved the game right there. Bedard drops it back.
And here's a reverse example. Bedard is the one skating ahead. He looks at the defensive line and sees a giant gap between him and the first defender. He also knows he has a teammate behind him. Bedard can probably manage to find a shot on net by attacking down the wing. He has the speed and the handling skills to fire through the defender. But he also knows that he can create an even better play for his teammate behind. He has 3 advantages to work with here: his speed, space, and support. He uses all 3. He picks up momentum, cuts his motor to not arrive too quickly on the defender because he wants to push him back and use the defender's own momentum against him. He knows if he delays his attack a bit, the defender's course will bring him closer to his net, creating more space for his teammate behind. In those clips, Bedard is not just reading the positioning of players, but also their speed. He predicts what the ice will look like in a second or two based on the momentum of others and the direction of their skating.
Bedard, he'll skate the length of the ice. Bedard in, pulls and shoots and scores. Yeah, that's what we knew was possible.
Why was he confident he could go for a dangle in those clips? He had a speed difference against a flat-footed opposition. That speed makes it hard for opponents to react. It shortens the window to try for a poke check. As he flies by so quickly, they pretty much have only one chance to try it. If they miss, Bedard gets through. He also shows restraint and adaptability when he doesn't have the speed to pull off a move. On this net drive, he's ahead of the first defender, but he knows he can't beat him to the net. So he turns back, takes a look at his options, and finds a teammate at the far post. Bedard is also extremely good at reading postural cues, or the angle of defenders' feet, and the positioning of their stick. Here, he attacks the neutral zone and sees a defender working to catch up to him. His feet are pointed toward the boards, so Bedard knows that the opponent won't be able to stop him if he cuts inside. He prepares that move by faking a wide drive, further forcing the defender to move that way, and then cuts across and fires. All of Bedard's skills are situational. He isn't stuck in one play or the same place. He adapts depending on what's available to him. Let's play the same game again, but let's try some much harder examples. The kind of plays that only high-end processors of the game like Bedard see. In this one, he flies through the middle of the ice. He enters the zone with a lot of speed. There are 2 defenders. One is skating backward, the other one forward. He has 3 teammates in support, and there's another opponent back-checking. Does he try to dangle the backward skating defender? Does he try to shoot through? Does he pass across? Or back to his teammate?
Here's Bedard, centered in front, Dallas scores!
This is not a play that is accessible to most players. Bedard had to stop abruptly and hit a pretty small lane, but he's extremely skilled, so he can connect those plays. But more than his skills, what we're interested in is what led him to attempt that play. It's probably the defender here. He's skating forward, his feet are pointed toward the net. So Bedard knows that his momentum will carry him out of the passing lane, and he's in no position to defend that passing lane with his stick. He's also too close to the net to dangle and probably too far for a great shot. Again, Bedard is not calculating any of this. Like every great processors of the game, he made this decision in the moment. But even if his processing is unconscious, the elements it's based on are very tangible. It's possible to look at this play and evaluate how he solved it based on the information available, infer his hockey sense, and compare it with other players. Of course, what makes Bedard so good is not only his ability to read the play, but also to manipulate it. He doesn't only take what is there, he changes his environment to create the best possible conditions for him and his team. This is a 4-on-3. Bedard doesn't attack the wide lane here, as that would turn the play into a 1-on-1 and kill his numerical advantage. He drives the middle, keeping the 4-on-3 for his team. What do you think he does next? Does he drive forward to try and dangle through? He does have a speed difference, but that seems like a low percentage play. Does he pass to his teammates in the wide lanes? That's a pretty good play. His teammates have more space than him. But no, he wants to keep the puck in the middle of the ice. So he pushes back the defense, creates space for his teammate coming in behind, and Bedard starts a beautiful tic-tac-toe play. This play was a bit lucky. Maybe he could have made that easier pass to his teammate here, but that's not who he is. Bedard wants to use all of the advantages presented to him. The space, the numbers, the speed, and the inside positioning. And he has the creativity and the skill to seize those advantages.
Bedard, dancing at the top, flips it back across, what a pass to McTavish, back for Bedard, in tight score!
Body and back out to center ice. Pats will have to regroup. Here's Bedard over the Edmonton line, right circle, trying to dance his way to the net. And they score! Dallas! Great pass by Bedard. Would love to extend their winning streak to 6 straight. Bedard racing over the Rebels line, takes the puck into the corner, centered in front, scores!
Bedard doesn't have Connor McDavid's blazing speed or Austin Matthews' frame. He has his own unique tools, but he dominates mostly because he has learned to see and adapt to the game at a high level. When he learns to beat NHLers in the same way that he beats junior players, he will become one of the best case studies in hockey, a model for young players coming up, as the details of his game reveal some of the secrets to understanding hockey sense.
Hauser fights that off as Bedard settles it down. Post job chuck out of the box.
So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. You can also check out eprinkside.com for more prospect analysis.